Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be doing our daily transparency update. And if you're new here, that just basically includes me talking about either my gains or my losses for every single stock market day that I have time to make a video on. So with this, as you can see, Tesla stock is 100% of my portfolio, and we had a huge surge for this one today. Even aside from the growth day yesterday, we had an even bigger growth day today. I think yesterday was like at around plus 8%. So we even got a higher growth day today than yesterday at around plus 10.25%. So there is a lot of hype in the market right now, and rightfully so. Honestly, it's about time that Tesla gets the credit that it deserves. It's one of these stocks that has been suppressed basically 4 out of the past 5 years. And just taking a look at this 5-year chart right here, that's the main reason why we're seeing such a huge surge over this past year alone. And even though a lot of progress was being made throughout the history of this company over this 4 out of the 5 years, as you can see, there was pretty much a straight line across with the market. You had some upticks here and there, but in general, it's pretty much a flat line compared to the most recent past year. So this is one that has been kind of suppressed by the media, and there's been a lot of fear and uncertainty and doubt cast down upon Tesla, and that has had a lot of influence on many retail investors. Now, of course, there has been a lot of retail investors that were able to look past all of that and see the truth, but that's kind of like the explanation as to why we're seeing such a huge boom with Tesla stock, especially over this past year. But with today alone, just talking about the reasoning for this surge, there's a lot of excitement in the market on Tesla because we finally got the announcement of S&P 500 inclusion, which is supposed to be happening on December 21st. I know they talked about a little bit earlier of a date if they do it in 2 separate tranches, but this announcement is huge in itself because it means there's going to be a mandatory buying for Tesla stock, and then there's also a lot of other funds out there that are trying to replicate the S&P 500 or outperform it that are likely going to have to buy Tesla stock as well. They can obviously make a decision whether they want to or not, but I think they would be pretty much crazy at this point in time to not choose to buy this stock, especially considering this roadmap that we have for Tesla over these next 10 years with disruptive innovation in the vehicle industry. And then even aside from vehicles, there's so much opportunity for more revenue for Tesla with FSD, and then the energy storage business as well with like solar panels and battery storage and things like that. So like I said, I think they would be pretty much crazy if they decide to not try to replicate the S&P 500. So at least in my opinion, I think we will see a continuation of this share price growing over this next month or so. Now keep in mind, that's just my personal opinion. Of course, nothing that I say in this video is to be considered financial advice, but if we look at all the factors into play right here, we kind of have the perfect storm for Tesla, and I mean that in a good way, because we have the mandatory buying for the S&P 500. We also have other funds out there that are trying to replicate the S&P 500 that are likely going to be buying as well. And then on top of all of that, we have retail investors, which one could argue has been the most powerful investor when it comes to Tesla, because they've been the ones really swarming to this one even before the media started to favor Tesla a little bit. So retail investors have really had a big influence on Tesla stock, and considering that a lot of retail investors are likely buying right now based on this news of S&P 500 inclusion and based on this expectation of this mandatory purchase, then like I said, it's just the perfect storm, and a lot of people are excited, including myself. This could honestly be one of the craziest months in Tesla's history just based on all of these factors, and it really gets me excited. Like I said, we had around an 8% gain yesterday, and then today we had an even bigger gain. But just checking out the portfolio, we're currently at a value of $194,694.97, and in the normal market hours today, like I said, we had a plus 10.25% gain. That is plus $18,070.69. And then in the after hours currently, keep in mind we're just a few minutes into after hours, we have a plus 0.19% gain, which is plus $365.19. So even aside from after hours, in the normal market hours, we had a huge surge. This added almost $20,000 to the portfolio. So this is one of the bigger growth days in my investing career, and it really gets me excited because as you can see, we are nearing this $200,000 milestone for the portfolio. And I mentioned in previous videos that this is something that I was really hoping would happen by the time of the end of this year. If we can hit over $200,000, I would be so excited. That would be just such a huge milestone for me, considering that I've been investing on Robinhood for under a year now. And especially if we're able to hit this $200,000 number before the time of December 2nd. That means in under a year, I was able to grow my portfolio to 200K. Now, obviously, only time will tell, but at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit $200,000 tomorrow. If I were to give a short-term expectation or prediction, keep in mind, whenever I make really short-term predictions, take them as a grain of salt. Even when I say them, I take it as a grain of salt, just because short-term is just so unpredictable, and it's pretty much useless to try to predict that because it can honestly go either way. But if I was to just throw it out there and no one take it serious, then I think we could honestly hit $200,000 with a portfolio, possibly by the end of the day tomorrow, or at least at some point in the day tomorrow. And like I said, don't take that prediction serious or anything like that, but just considering this perfect storm that we have at play right here, and also just Tesla's consistency of growth over this past year, especially, for example, I like to reference this when we have huge surge days, and especially when we have a pattern of multiple surge days in a row, like with yesterday being at plus 8% and then today being another plus 10%. This is something that we commonly see with Tesla. Anytime that you see a big, almost vertical surge upwards, or like with this run up right here, we commonly see multiple surge days in a row of Tesla growing tremendously. So there's been days in the past where we've had, like on the first day, like plus 19%, then another like plus 16%, and then another like plus 9%. And that's something that I consistently noticed with Tesla stock, like with the battery day run up and also with the stock split run up. We saw a lot of consistency in this pattern of multiple notable surge days in a row. And that's just a common occurrence with Tesla. And there has been many times on this channel where I've referenced this phenomenon in discussion of possibly a future growth day, either the next day or just over the next week, and it has turned out being accurate. So this is something that I've referenced previously as part of like a short-term prediction, and we've seen this occur many times in which some of those predictions have actually turned out to be true. And obviously with me talking about this isn't anything super serious like me talking about a statistical analysis or anything like that. I'm just discussing some common patterns that I've been able to observe, at least over my history of investing in Tesla. This is definitely not something that is guaranteed, but it's just something that I've noticed that I feel the need to at least mention or kind of just talk out loud about these possibilities. Maybe I'm being a bit optimistic, but I would not be surprised if we see another big surge day tomorrow. It might not be as huge as plus 10%, but it could still be a pretty solid day for Tesla. That's something that I really wouldn't be surprised with. And then another thing that I don't think I've mentioned in this video is that with this current value that we have for the portfolio, this is an all-time high for me. So I think we recently hit, like a few days ago, an all-time high of $188,000. Before that, I think the all-time high was $176,000. So like I said, this is an all-time high, and we are getting near this $200,000 number. So this is a big deal for me, and it really gets me excited because it's just crazy to think that I've been able to grow my portfolio this much over the past year. And speaking of that, let's check out the time frames now. Over the past week, we are at plus 17.79%. That is plus $29,214.88. And then for the past month, we are currently at plus 10.64%, which is plus $18,739.24. And then for the past 3 months, we are currently at plus 25.37%, which is plus $39,396.68. And then finally, for the past year, we are currently at plus 89.31%. It just now changed, which is plus $91,492.72. And then the same thing applies for the all-time chart as well, considering that I've been investing on Robinhood for under a year. And then just for the sake of comparison, we have NASDAQ today in the red at minus 1.29%, and we also have VOO in the red today at minus 1.25%. And this is actually pretty interesting because we have Tesla not only surging today, but surging on a day where the rest of the market in general, at least from NASDAQ and VOO and many of these on the watch list, a lot of these are in the red. So Tesla today is pretty much defying the general negative stock market sentiment right now, which is kind of an interesting scenario because it makes you wonder, where would Tesla be today if the stock market was actually doing pretty well also, and if it was in the green? And this kind of emphasizes the resilience with Tesla stock as well, given this most recent announcement and how people are still being really positive on this one alone compared to the rest of the market, which really makes sense when you think about it. If you're buying a specific stock, then the rest of the market shouldn't really have much of an influence on your fundamental perspective of the single company that you're investing in. But it's still a common occurrence that we see in the market where if the market is generally in the red or the market is generally in the green, then it does tend to influence many individual stocks with that direction as well. So that's something interesting to take note of also. But anyways, I just wanted to share this quick little portfolio update with you all. I'm really excited about this movement today. I know a lot of you all are celebrating as well. So big congrats to all of you Tesla investors out there that are making some pretty solid gains today. But anyways, please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. And also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description description below. And especially Webull right now, you can sign up with my referral link and get 1 free stock. And then on top of that, if you deposit $100 into your account, you can get 2 more free stocks valued up to $1,600. And keep in mind, you can take that $100 right back out. So it's basically just nice passive income with minimal effort. And it also helps support the channel greatly as well, in which I'll get some free stocks. So I really do appreciate that. And just definitely make sure to take advantage of that if you haven't already, because it's free money pretty much. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.